The Toyota way, according to Toyota internally, and they created this model in 2001, has only two pillars. One is continuous improvement, and the other is respect for people. And they believe these go hand in hand. Unless you show people respect, you can't expect them to want to continually improve their work to help the company. Continuous improvement is often thought of as Kaizen, and one of the things we often hear is Kaizen is okay for small incremental changes, but how do we deal with big changes, with radical changes? And from Toyota's point of view, the process, this meta skill, is the same whether you're making big changes, transformational changes of the whole business, which are led from the top, like a plant manager or a vice president of manufacturing, or the middle, like an engineer or, say, a manager of a department, or the bottom, which are very small, incremental changes, very rapid, like improve something every day. And that might be one workstation where I say, attach the windshield wipers. So the big changes are across the whole operation, maybe across the supply chain. In the middle, you have a department, maybe it's the assembly department. At the bottom, you have some workstations that maybe a supervisor is responsible for. In all three cases, you're following the same process. It's just that the challenge is bigger or smaller. The process of scientific thinking is laid out in the foundation. And there's 3 steps that pretty much follow what Mr. Oba did. Step 1 is you need your challenge. And the challenge should be not so big that it's absolutely impossible, but not so small that you're not challenging people, that they already know the solutions at the beginning. So it should create a feeling of this seems impossible and I don't know how to get there. And then through Kaizen, so then you go and see and learn. Again, you understand the current condition, you go and observe. And then through Kaizen, which is repeated trial and error experiments, you will learn, and sometimes you'll be right and sometimes you'll be wrong, but you'll generally move in the direction of the challenge. Then when you reach the challenge, if you ask people, how did you do it? What were the solutions? They'll like throw up their hands. They'll say, we did hundreds of things and they all helped, but we don't know. And there were a few that seemed to make a bigger difference, but we're not sure which one was the key. We had to do all of them. So what they're saying is that even for a big challenge, like improving the productivity of a whole plant by 483%, you need to make a lot of small improvements. And some days you make a big improvement. Respect for people is really the responsibility in Toyota of the Human Resource Department. And the Human Resource Department does more than paperwork and benefits and making sure people get paid and performance reviews. They're actually responsible for developing people to the point where they believe the company is fair and they're treated fair and they have the skills to scientifically improve and meet the goals of the company. So they actually teach problem solving within the Human Resource Department, and the Human Resource Department managers are very skilled in the Toyota production system. So you can see this was building blocks of respectful leadership at one Toyota plant in the United Kingdom. And it starts with job security, which they say is an essential prerequisite to having a safe work environment and stable employee relations. They invest a lot in people, so they don't want them to leave. And then that's necessary to have an overall environment of fair people, people who are being developed and learning all the time, and an overall effective management system.